Welcome to MCCT, Microcrawler Capability Test. That's where we test and compare the driving performance and capability of micro trucks and microcrawlers from 1 to 18th to 1 to 24th scale. Trucks in stock condition as well as highly modified and upgraded ones. The trucks have to pass through 10 different tests. We'll get either points for their results or their performance will be graded, and the final scores will reveal the most capable microcrawlers. We check their climbing ability, descent performance, their tilt angle, their performance in overcoming easy and difficult obstacles, and their low speed modulation and low speed driving performance. Check the description for details of tests, scores, and mode of grading. Now let's start and present this episode's test trucks. In MCCT episode 27, we will test a non-licensed model of a new Ford Bronco in 1 to 18th, the EazyRC Bronx. The EazyRC Bronx has a wheelbase of 167 millimeters and a weight of 506 grams. It runs on Terra Z tires with 56 by 19.2 millimeters, has a Series 50 motor and a 2S 380 milliamp hours LiPo battery. And now let's check how the Bronx can climb. Test number 1, climb on a rough surface, 45 degrees, not a problem for the Bronx, and 48 degrees, it's already struggling. Come on. It falls again. But finally it's able to climb 48 degrees on a rough surface and 49 degrees. Again struggling a lot. Come on. Come on, Bronx. But finally 49 degrees too much. 48 degrees and 3 points at test number 1, climb on a rough surface for the EazyRC Bronx. And that's under 44 trucks tested so far, a shared 32nd place for the EazyRC Bronx. And test number 2, climb on a smooth surface, 45 degrees no problem, and 47 degrees, also not a big problem for the Bronx. 48 degrees, the maximum it could climb on a rough surface, seems easy. And will it also be able to climb 49 degrees on a smooth surface? Yes, it will. And 50 degrees. Will it be able? There are many trucks with rather poor low speed modulation that are able to climb steeper on a smooth surface than on a rough surface, because they don't tip over that easy, but 50 degrees was too much. So 49 degrees and 4 points for the EazyRC Bronx on test 2, climb on a smooth surface. And under 44 trucks tested so far, that's a shared 27th place for the Bronx. And test 3, descent, stop, go down in reverse again. 45 degrees, not a problem for the Bronx, but struggling on 47 degrees. Finally manages to stop and go up again. And 48 degrees. 48 degrees too much, so 47 degrees and 1 point for the EazyRC Bronx in test number 3. And under 44 trucks tested so far, that's a shared 31st place for the Bronx. And test 4, tilt angle to the left, 32.95 degrees. And test 5 to the right, 32.75 degrees. So the results of tests 4 and 5, tilt angle to the left and to the right, 32.95 degrees to the left and 0.48 points for this, and 32.75 degrees to the right and 0.38 points for this for the EazyRC Bronx, and that's not a very good result. Under 44 trucks tested so far, that's only place 41 for the EazyRC Bronx. And test number 6, first climbing test, the flat side of the hill of branches. No problem at all for the EazyRC Bronx, and 2 out of 2 points in test number 6. And test number 7, the steep side of the hill of branches, probably the most difficult test or obstacle of MCCT, and the Bronx is struggling. It's really struggling. It needs a push, it needs a punch. It needs a little bit better ground clearance. Maybe it needs better shocks. But no matter how long it tries, it was not able to climb the steep side of the hill of branches, so 0 points at test number 7 for the Bronx. And test number 8, the flat side of the hill of pebblestones, and those are no problems at all for the EazyRC Bronx. 2 out of 2 points in test number 8. And test number 9, the steep side of the hill of pebblestones, super difficult. Bronx is trying hard, it's struggling. It was super good on the flat side, no problem at all, but with big problems here on the steep side. Come on, it would need a little jump here. Maybe more punch, but it was not able to climb the steep side of the hill of pebblestones, so 0 points in test number 9 for the Bronx. And the last test of MCCT, test 10, low speed performance and modulation. The Bronx has quite nice low speed performance and modulation, but it lacks power, what you can see here, and it's super noisy because of its body, but we do not judge noise here. It can go really slowly, and very nice throttle trigger input, starts immediately but lacks a little bit of power. Really nice low speed modulation, and here you see again no power and then the jump. So the Bronx gets 2 out of 5 points at test number 10, low speed performance and modulation. And we come to the final score of MCCT episode 27, the EazyRC Bronx. Here again, all 10 tests performed and all points gained. And we see the Bronx didn't pass 2 tests, the steep sides of the hill of branches and the hill of pebblestones. And it's not really good in any test. No problems with the flat sides of branches and pebblestones, but no really good performance in any other tests. So that's a sum of 14.86 points, and 2 tests failed, and out of 44 trucks tested so far, that's only 39th place for the EazyRC Bronx with 14.86 points and 2 tests failed. So that's it for MCCT episode 27, but watch out for the next episodes of MCCT. There are still a lot of drugs to be tested. MCCT will be back.